Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy 6shot, the 6shot Gamer Channel. Today I have another What to Do on Block Vivii. This time it's all about Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. So y'all know the deal, people. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Check out some of the past content. Make sure you hit the notification bell to get alerted every single time I drop a new video. Also, make sure to check the description box below to gain access to all my social media accounts. And yeah, so now that these DLC characters are out, I'm gonna get started with this tournament, this online tournament I want to run. Hopefully everybody that's watching this video, I want y'all to stay tuned to the online tournament that's gonna go down. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of update videos about how it's gonna get run and so on and so forth. But besides that, anyways, let's get started with this video. So Vegito is a very unique character when it comes to block string because of this move right here. But we're gonna deeper into that move later on in the video, so we're just gonna keep it basic and simple and start off with his basic block strings. And one of the most basic block strings is just throwing the Ki Blast at the end of his block string. So his Ki Blast is very unique, and I believe he's the only character in this game who Ki Blast keeps the opponent into a true block string. So when you do a standing Ki Blast at the end of his block string, it's 100% safe, as you can see. You cannot mash buttons in between, and you also cannot reflect or do an invincible startup move until after the Ki Blast come out. So that's pretty big. So as you can see right here, here's an example of me trying to do the level 3, and the level 3 comes out as a reversal. So his Ki Blast is the only Ki Blast, to my understanding, that you could do as a true block string. And you also cannot super dash into after the Ki Blast. So this is how you know it's definitely a true block string. You cannot super dash through the Ki Blast. You can only super dash after the Ki Blast. And like I said, he's the only character that I know that you could do this with. Another thing about this move is that you can start doing some shenanigans after the Ki Blast with some of his down Ki Blast and another special move that we're about to go over right now. So first we're gonna go over the down Ki Blast. So if you do his Ki Blast into his down Ki Blast, it pushes the opponent out so far, right? But if your opponent does anything, if they try to do anything like any type of standing normal, they're going to get hit with the down Ki Blast. And if you get hit with the down Ki Blast, from there you can start a combo, just like so. But there are definitely ways to beat out this. One way you can beat out this is by the advantage attack. Another way you can avoid this is by just backdashing altogether. You can also do moves that has like low to, like if you have a character that's low to the ground, like Kid Buu, you could beat it out with certain moves. Or you can just do a crouching move that has a low to the hitbox, that's low to the ground, and it's going to beat out the down Ki Blast. Or if all else fails, you could do a eventual startup move like a DP or a level 3, and it will hit just like so. So as the Vegito Blue player, you have a counter to their counter, and that counter to their counter is his actual counter. If you're keeping up with me, all I mean is that your counter is the parry attack. So as you can see, if your opponent vanishes and you activate the parry attack, the parry attack hits, like it parries from both sides, front and behind. And you could delay the advantage very late. You could wait and do it, and if you parry, you can still catch them. Another thing with parry, it catches physical attacks, it catches all physical attacks. As you can see right here, any type of physical attack it catches, and it takes multiple hits as well. It also counters super dashes, as you can see right there, and it also counters Ki Blast attacks. And if you're right up on the opponent, it's definitely going to counter it. It counters special moves as well. So the only thing I think it don't counter is supers. Level 3 is especially. But anything else is going to counter. The best surefire way to beat out this move is by doing a Dragon Rush. If you feel like your opponent's going to do the parry, you can just Dragon Rush, and the Dragon Rush will beat out this move. So another thing about the parry is that if you parry, you can do a super after it immediately, or you could also vanish to continue the you can also vanish to continue the combo after the carry. Sorry that I messed that up right there. I was fumbling my words, and I'm not even gonna cut that out. I'm just gonna keep that tape because it's funny. So the next move we're gonna talk about that you can incorporate into Vegito Blue block strings is his fancy kicks. That's what I'm calling it. Calling it fancy kicks. I don't care. So Vegito Blue fancy kicks is 100% safe on block, and it keeps the opponent into a true block string. It seems like it wouldn't keep the opponent into a true block string, but it actually does. And you cannot do anything at all while you do the fancy kicks. Another thing about Vegito Blue fancy kicks is that it pushes the back a very good range, so most light attacks will not reach at all. So one thing you could do as a strategy after doing his fancy kicks, after the pushback, you could backdash and punish just like so. But also keep in mind that your opponent can read this and punish you just like so if you try to backdash. So keep in mind and be very aware about how you use this tactic. Also, another thing to add is that his down light is very, very good for back on after the backdash for catching whiff attempts. So I will use that. So another thing we're gonna go over is that you have plenty of time to visually see the when to call an assist and to keep them in a true block string if you have the right assist. So after you call assist, you can easily get mix-ups like this, an overhead mix-up, or you could call the assist, and then from there you can get a double overhead if you call at the right time, and all of this will be still a true block string. So again, with the proper assist and a proper assist call, you could do a double overhead into a Dragon Rush. So the one thing is, when you do the jumping medium after you enter air dash, if your opponent is ducking, it's gonna whiff and you can easily punish just like so. So you gotta be very aware about that. So if you want to hit them on the instant air dash, you would have to do an instant air dash heavy, and it's going to connect if they're crouching. The only thing is that when you do the instant air dash heavy, it's not a true block string after that, and they could easily reflect. So moving on from there, you can do empty air dashes and empty instant air dash into Dragon Rush setups as well if you feel like your opponent's going to try to reflect. For that low mix-up, you have to really condition your opponent to block overhead and just do a low from there. If they watching out for the instant overhead, they probably going to stand up and you can catch a sneaky low. Now, moving on from there, there's no real difference to go on and explain the medium version or the light version. Both of them keeps you in a true block string. The only difference is that the medium version causes a little bit more pushback. So moving on from there, I want to talk about how you shouldn't incorporate the Ki Blast into your block string with the fancy kicks. Reason why is, yeah, it causes more pushback, but if you do the Ki Blast, you give your opponent opportunity to reflect, and you can get punished just like so. So yeah, don't never throw in the Ki Blast if you plan on doing the fancy kicks in your block string. So next thing we're gonna go over is using his command grab for setups in a block string. So when you use his command grab by itself in a block string, it's not that good because you can easily get 2 aces just like so. But there are some characters that can't easily 2 aces move. Zamasu is one of those characters, and Kid Buu is one of those characters. Any character that like basically just doesn't really hit above their head and it takes them forward, their momentum of their 2 aces takes them forward, will not punish his move as easy. So keep that in mind. So after the whiff command grab, you could go into any of your air mobility options. You could do forward dash, back dash, you can forward dash into a super dash, and you can even attack out of the command grab after his whiff. And this is where the mix-up comes. So with a well-timed assist call into the command grab, you can do cross-up overhead setups. You can even cross the opponent up with the command grab and do a low to the ground air dash to get a double overhead. You gotta be careful when you try to do this one though, because when you cross up, you're gonna go back to the same side and it's gonna whiff. But this could be a good thing, because sometimes when you come back to the other side, it's gonna mess up the opponent block, and your opponent's not gonna be blocking because they're trying to block the cross up. So you can hit sometimes. Another thing is you could add in the medium one to take you out further, and when you add in the medium one and you do air dash back to the other side, you can cross easily, even if they're standing or crouching, as you can see right here. So the medium command grab is a little bit better to use, and you could do all the same type of mix-ups as I was explaining earlier. You can also do a whip command grab and air dash back into the same side you was already on, and then do a dragon rush, and this will really catch opponents because your opponent's going to be blocking off attacks. So yeah. So another thing I want to talk about is incorporating your down heavy into a full block string. So if you incorporate your down heavy to a full block string, so if you do standing at the end of your block string, you do stand heavy to down heavy, most of the cats can block it standing. It's going to hit standing or blocking. I mean standing or crouching. But for Zamasu, he's different. His down heavy in a full block string only hits when it's crouching. It doesn't hit when he's standing. And I'm pretty sure the reason because of that is because of the flight mode. So be aware about that when you're doing that block string on Zamasu. So moving on from there, you could, another thing about his down heavy after stand heavy is that it's a gap, and if your opponent presses buttons, they will be hit. So moving on from there, you can cancel your down heavy into your split finger shot, and you can get some crazy mix-ups from there. So when you do a full block string into a down heavy into a split finger shot, you could, as you're falling out the air, you could do an overhead. You have enough time to do an overhead attack. And you can also air dash out your split finger shot to get a double overhead. You can do the split finger shot, just drop down to the floor and do a low and get a full combo from there. You can do the split finger shot, come down with the overhead, and then do a dragon rush setup from there. And it's just really, that's a really good tool. But since the split finger shot is a weak key blast and there's a gap in between, there is ways to defend this. One way is you can just super dash through it. So if your opponent knows that it's coming, they can just super dash through it. Another way is to reflect and punish with a down heavy. Another way is, I believe, you could just since there is a gap, you could just vanish out of the way. Or in between the gap, you could do a invincible startup move like a DP or a level 3 super to beat this move out. So to get away from being punished like this, you could do the medium command grab, so you won't be in the way of most of the punishes that your opponent could do. But your opponent can still do some things to punish the medium command grab. If they know you're gonna do this, you could do they could do a super dash. They can also vanish after to hit you, but it's better to get punished the other ways that I mentioned before. And at least if they was to try to do a roll level 3, they will miss, and you can easily punish them after you hit the ground. So So another thing I want to add is normally his block string will be light, down, medium to standing medium into whatever, but in the corner you always want to do medium to down medium into fancy kicks. Medium version of fancy kicks. The reason why is the medium version of fancy kicks relates a wall bounce, and you can get a full combo just like so. And you can only do the medium version of fancy kicks after a down medium, because if you try to do the standing medium, it's gonna whiff just like so. So keep in mind that in the corner, you should always do medium to down medium, medium fancy kicks. But moving on from there, we're going to talk about is he has like a double overhead into his key blast. If you do a jumping double over into key blast, that's very, very good, because your opponent tries to press buttons any type of point during that, they will get hit with the key blast. And if they don't, you can set up, you have enough time to set up a perfect assist call, and you can keep on applying pressure from there. So that's very, very good to use and learn. So the next thing I want to talk about is probably the most unique attack in this game is his down light. His down light travels, as you can see, a great distance. It has really good range. And it's a jumping attack. For some reason, it hops over low. It hops, so you could actually hop over lows, and you can easily normal cancel into anything, or even special cancel to anything after the down light. You can even do it to a key blast. So one thing about the down light is that you can actually reverse beat after the down light. So if you haven't used an attack button in your block string or attack string at all, you can always do down light and then use that attack button that you haven't used already into your block or attack string. So as you can see right here, if I could start the combo of a standing medium, go into down light, and then go back into my standing light, or I could do standing medium, down light into down medium, or I could do standing medium, down light to standing light into down medium, or standing medium into down light into heavy, so on and so forth. And this is really good too. And another thing I want to mention is that anytime you cancel into your down light from a normal, there's always going to be a gap. There's always going to be a gap when you cancel into your down light. So if you do standing medium or light medium into down light and your opponent's pressing buttons, they will get hit. As you can see, if you're pressing buttons, you're going to get hit. Now, one thing is that since there is a gap, you can vanish, but the timing is very, very hard, and I wouldn't recommend it because you could throw out down light anytime in your block string, all the way up until before you use your standing heavy attack. Once you use your standing heavy, you can't go back into the down light. But you can use down light into anytime after, all the way up into like down medium, standing medium, anything like that. And in between the gap, you can always do a invincible start of level 3 or a DP move. Now, like I said, since there is a gap in between when you're going to your down medium, you can always reflect it just like so. So keep that in mind as well. So another thing I want to mention is down light into the next follow-up attack, down light, down medium, down light, standing heavy, anything like that is always going to result into a true block string that the opponent cannot mash buttons through or reflect at all. So always remember, when you cancel into your down light, there's a gap, but out of your down light, it's a true block string. And you can even do this after a key blast attack. You cannot reflect down light into a key blast. So moving along, like I said, down light is a very, very good tool. It's hopping low. It looks like you're going to be doing the down medium as well. So keep that in mind. We're going to talk more about that later because you can use that as a mix-up tool. But yeah, you can do down light into key blast, down light to down key blast. You can do down light into special moves attacks like the fancy kicks, the command grab. You can even do down light to barriers, so on and so forth. So down light as a mix-up tool is very, very good when you incorporate it with your down medium because they both have similar looking startup animation. They both look like they hop, but they both function in two different ways because remember, the down light has a gap, so you can reflect the down light, but you cannot reflect the down medium in a block string. So if you basically condition your opponent to try to reflect your down light, you can always throw in your down medium to mix up your opponent just like so. If your opponent's trying to reflect the down medium, then they're going to get hit. If you do the down light enough, the opponents will be like, alright, I know I can reflect this, so they're going to try to reflect, and you just hit them with the down medium. But yeah, folks, that's the end of the road for this video. What to do on Block Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. Hopefully you was able to learn something new today. If you was able to learn something new, please smash the like button. Also, I would just like to say Zamasu will be coming out later on during this week. Zamasu is a way more technical character. He has a lot more stuff to work with on Block than Blue Vegito does, even though Blue Vegito does have a lot of stuff to work with. But Zamasu is more technical, so I would like to explore him a lot more before I do what to do on Block with him. Also, make sure to be on the lookout for update videos for the tournament since the DLC characters is coming out. That all-on tournament is going to happen. But like always, people, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell to get alerted every single time I drop a new video. Another thing you can do is make sure y'all follow me on my Facebook page. Make sure you follow my Discord. Follow me on Twitter. Link is going to be in the box below. But anyways, hope all y'all have enjoyed your day. Peace.